Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Ulysse Nardin Dual Time. You can see this 42mm Grand Date Dual Time timepiece and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included with the sale, high resolution images, and naturally complete pricing information for this timepiece. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this is a full-sized watch. It's not an oversized watch. Now there's the realm of traditional sized watches, the 33 to 36 millimeter timepiece, maybe 37 or 38 in some cases, and then there's the oversized realm, generally regarded as above 42 millimeters. In between is what might be considered a contemporary standard for a full-sized, normally sized men's watch, and that's what this is. So 42 millimeters across the round of the case, we're talking 3 to 9, not inclusive of the crown or crown guards. The watch is also reasonably slim thanks to a very slim caliber. The watch is only 12 millimeters thick, but you'll note that with the domed bezel, effectively it wears even thinner, giving a tight sleeve or dress cuff a chance to ramp up over the case flank without obstruction. And that, too, in spite of the plus-minus actuators for the second time zone. Now, from lug to lug, again, it's a full-sized watch, not an oversized watch. Between extremities across the wrist, 49.5 millimeters. I would say that the lower limit for wearing this watch with a sense of proportion and style would be perhaps 14 centimeters in circumference, assuming a relatively oval wrist profile. Now, the watch does have quite a good deal of substance to it. Fortunately, that heft doesn't come at the expense of fit. As you can see, the straps do not constrain themselves against the ends of the case. They're not pressed flush, so you can pull them straight down around a tight wrist like mine. That's an excellent ergonomic feature, and it's compounded by a superb double deployant steel clasp. The watch is steel, the clasp is steel, and a double deployant at that, so it doesn't have that one big up and over fold that can pinch a smaller wrist when you really start buckling a strap down to the last holes. Plus, the swing arm on the buckle side doubles as a spring, so the watch has twin trigger actuation, so it can't simply pop open. It's not a friction fit, so there's no security lapse that could accidentally see the watch deploy on the wrist. Again, you have to positively disengage it with the triggers. Now, the case is interesting because it's all of a polish, but it does feature character lines that differentiate all that polished metal, that prevent it from looking monolithic. You can see the fluting of the lugs, a long-time Ulysse Nardin styling feature, and you'll note how dramatically that alligator leather strap swells with its bolster as it approaches the lugs. This is a massive strap to match massive lugs. It's a perfect complement, and it really reinforces the level of attention to detail and quality that Ulysse Nardin invested in every aspect of this watch. Now, you'll note that the dial is best described as avant-garde or postmodern. You can see the highly stylized Arabic numerals 12 and 6, and then you'll note the sheer size of the indices. This watch is a great candidate for our lots of lume feature because it simply has that, lots of lume. But you'll also note a number of features that differentiate the watch beyond the indices and the numerals, such as the texture. Laterally striated, you can see how it's a variation, alternately big and small, running across the dial, giving the watch a sort of horizontal sweep that's a bit unusual in horology. Generally, a guilloche pattern will be radial, originating from the cannon pinion and splaying out, or alternatively, the striations will be vertical, so the horizontal is a different look. You'll also note the use of orange in highlights around the minute or seconds track outboard. You'll note the seconds track featuring orange accents as well on the calibration scales of the seconds track, and the minute track featuring those little shocks of orange. Halloween might be past, but there's just enough, a judicious blend of white, black, and orange, that this watch can work well and give you a smile all year round, not just on All Hallows Eve. You'll also note the skeletonization of the hands at center, the better to not block any of the sub-registers of the dial. Let's take a look at them. There's a Grand Date at 2 o'clock. It is a double-digit Grand Date with a quick-set feature actuated through the crown. You'll also note that there is a second time zone at 9 o'clock, and that's in a 24-hour format, so it will jump eventually past 12 to 13, 14, and so on, allowing you to keep track of a reference time zone. And then at center, we have our local time, which is linked to the date display. Now, using the plus-minus actuators on the case flank, you can move the local hour hand without stopping the balance, without damaging the isochronism or precision of the watch. So on-the-fly adjustment of the time zone as you travel. The combination of the grand date and the plus-minus GMT has been a hallmark of Ulysse Nardin complications since the mid-1990s. And on the case back, you see the caliber. In this case, it is a UN caliber 24. It's based on a Sellita SW300, which is to say, fundamentally, it's a ETA 2892A2 architecture. In this case, doing business as the UN caliber 24. It features automatic bidirectional winding, a 42-hour power reserve. When you pull the crown to extremity, you do hack the balance. It's protected inside a case that endows it with 100-meter water resistance. So if you were to put the watch on a textile strap or a bracelet, it would be good to go swimming, shallow snorkeling, for most water sports approved. And of course, it has a modern 4 Hz or 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate. You can see and you can purchase this 42mm stainless steel Ulysse Nardin Dual Time on our website.